just at some point though, don't you, even if they don't want to hear it, don't you at some point don't you just need to be honest and truthful with them? I'm not saying rake them over the
I
coals.
say I said no, no, of course. You can be as honest as you want with a person. If they're not ready to hear it, they're just not going to hear it. But you can plant the seed all you want. There's a scripture in the Bible that speaks about, and it's a parable where there's different parts of it to where a person receives the word. One part of the word might be received and it lands in good soil. There's another part of the word where it's received and it lands on concrete and the sun dries it out. There's another parable where the person receives the word, they take it in, they receive it in their heart, but it ends up in thorns and it gets completely smothered and choked to death. So what people need to understand is that your heart and your mind and your spirit has to be in a certain place to be able to receive what someone else is saying to you. If it's, you can tell somebody all day this is not good for you, you're going to burn yourself. But until they're ready to take it in, you're just kind of wasting your breath. I'll put it this way. I'll tell you, I'll tell you one time, maybe two, this is going to end bad for you. I'll break it down to you. Most of the time, they're going to fight you on it. Some people will literally fight and scratching claw. They'll take it so offensive to the point to where they're attacking you because they feel as if you're trying to take something from them. You're trying to take a good thing from them. And the best that you can do, you can say whatever it is that you want to say to them. There sometimes you just got to go through it. You can love them from a distance and just let them go through. And then one day, Lord willing, something tragic doesn't happen to them where they are in this abusive situation and someone's life is at risk. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But one day they're going to wake up and they're going to realize that their way is not the way. And they're what they thought they knew, they had no idea. We get in our own way sometimes, and deprogramming ourselves from those toxic habits and traits is painful, is exhausting, and some people just don't want to put the work in to do it. We'll run away from accountability until we are bedridden. People will run their entire lives from dealing with their self before God say, nope, it's time for you to sit down. You're not going nowhere else. You're gonna have to sit with this. Sometimes you get forced into them situations, but you can plant the seed. You can definitely plant a seed. I'm a firm believer in that. Just like we have these conversations here, somebody is listening, somebody's taking it in, and I like to always when I listen to you talk, I go back in time. I get in my time machine. I go back to a scenario that happened in my life, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is true. Yep, that was me. That happened. I've had people talk to me the same way that you're trying to talk to me too. Yep. And you know what? I'm grateful for. I wish I wasn't so stubborn and hard headed, but I don't beat myself up over it. Because everybody's path is different. Some people just are delayed a little longer than others. I turn it over to you, bro. You got it.
Thank you. One thing that I want to ask is, and this is more of a reflective question. If you are providing guidance or advice to someone who's not listening or who doesn't want to hear it, who are you really providing it to, or who are you providing it for? Is it for you, or is it for them? Because a person will only be able to receive what they are capable of receiving, which means that if you want your message to be effective, you have to make sure it is something that lands where they are rather than where you want them to be. Well, there's some clients that I work with. I work with many different clients, especially using human behavior. And one thing I tell them is like, imagine you have two islands, and one of them is called Pain Island, the other one's called Solution Island, and there's this huge ocean between them. But you're on a boat, and your boat has the capacity of taking them from Pain Island to Solution Island. But in in the way of them getting to the boat, you could say, well, yeah, come on, you can, I can take you there. But if they go into the water, there's a bunch of sharks that are going that could possibly eat them. So how do they know that they can get to where you are safely? They have to know that that you are understanding how to help them get to where they want to go. Meaning that you need to let them know that yes, not only can I help you, but I can guide you along the way to make sure it's safe for you to get to the boat so you can go to Solution Island. And that takes your ability to be very empathetic to where they are in that moment, letting them know that that you understand them in a way that they understand that you understand them, because that's the only way that they're going to want to take the risk of trusting you. Because remember, people who are in this situation, trust is a risk. It's one of the greatest risks that they can take because they have no idea what that trust is going to lead to. So by saying, well, I think you should do this, but in their mind, they're saying, hell no, it's not safe. There's no way that I know how to do that. I can't trust that I can do this because I have no idea what the consequences are going to be. And the consequences will be way worse than what I'm experiencing right now. So, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. But if they understand that you know where they're coming from and you understand their plight of what they're going through, and you can help them with creating a solution and they can believe in it and they can trust in it, that is when they're more likely to want to get from where they are onto the boat to enjoy the solution. But it takes being able to understand what life is like in their shoes, what life is like for them, so that you can help them with devising a plan in a way that they know is going to be safe for them.
I like that. I like that a lot. Trust is super underrated. I don't think people really understand how underrated that is of a trait. Once that's broken, it's hard to repair. Even after you've taken some time to heal, you still kind of got this. I don't know. I've seen too much to kind of allow somebody else to step in and guide me. I don't know if I can do that because history has shown me that that has never worked out for me. That was very very deep right there. I like that one. I get that totally. Um, how do you even get somebody to trust you enough to even be in that vulnerable state? You've had all this stuff happen to you, but you have a circle, or you have people around you whether it's multiple or it's single. You have someone around you that is in a place. They see it from multiple perspectives. They are qualified in a number of ways. Remove statistics. They are qualified to do the things that is necessary. How do you get a person who has been affected that much to allow you or trust in you enough to guide them out of that into a more healthier way of living?
So this is where it takes the efforts of co-creation in order to create that kind of trust, because you have to be in a place where there's a great book by Deb Dana called Polyvagal Theory and Therapy. Polyvagal theory is basically it's a really great guide of understanding how people act and react and how they draw their emotional cues. And one thing that she says in opening the book is the goal of life. The goal is to fall in love with life and enjoy the risk of living. And that's really profound because it undertows or underpins the idea that life is risky. It is a risk to live, because when you take that risk, you know there are going to be times when you gain a lot of benefit, when you have a lot of joy in your life. There's also going to be times where you have a lot of pain in your life. And it's the ability to take both the pain and the joy and take those as experiences of learning. If you have an experience like an abusive relationship and you say, I can't possibly learn to love again or trust again, what you've done is you've victimized yourself to the point where you have taken yourself out of the running for enjoying life. Because anytime you are interacting with another human being, there is going to be risk. Life is messy.